a new EV closer to $57,000. And meanwhile, quietly, without a single headline, the old car you were told was a liability has been going up in value, not holding steady, going up. Mannheim's used vehicle index shows cars 10 to 15 years old climbing for multiple months straight, while the overall used market barely moves. The game has flipped. By the end of this, you'll know exactly why. And the one thing you need to check before you count on it. Start with the number that should stop every American buyer cold. Roughly $50,000 for the average new car today. Want electric? Nearly $57,000. A family SUV routinely clears $45,000 before a single option box is checked. New car prices have jumped more than 30% over the last decade, while wages crept up nowhere close to that pace. And here's what's new for 2026 specifically. Fresh tariffs on imported vehicles and auto parts have pushed sticker prices up again this year, adding thousands to models that were already stretching household budgets. That gap between what cars cost and what people earn isn't closing. It's widening, and it's why more buyers than ever are locked into 72 and 84-month loans on cars they'll never fully own. So what does the old car outside your house with 140,000 miles on it mean? It's worth more than you think, and costing far less than you realize. Here's what no salesman puts on the sticker. Drive a new car off the lot, and it loses a massive chunk of value instantly. By year 3, it's shed roughly half of what you paid. And if you're financing, there's a real chance you owe more than the car is worth, what the industry calls negative equity. Flip it around. A clean, well-maintained 12 to 15-year-old sedan or truck already absorbed that hit a decade ago. What's left is real, stable value. And now it's climbing. Why? 2 supply shocks. Nobody connects. And this is the part that's genuinely new. Everyone remembers the 2020 to 2021 chip shortage gutting new car production. Fewer cars built then means fewer 3 to 7-year-old used cars on the road now. That part's well known. What's less talked about is the older shock still draining the pool from the other end. The 2009 Cash for Clunkers program. Nearly 700,000 older running vehicles were traded in and deliberately destroyed, their engines disabled with sodium silicate before scrapping, specifically so they could never re-enter the used market. That was supposed to boost new car sales. What it actually did was permanently erase hundreds of thousands of vehicles from the exact age bracket, roughly 15 to 20 years old today, that would otherwise be flooding the affordable used market right now. 2 policies, a decade apart, squeezing supply from both directions. When newer used cars get scarce and expensive, buyers don't stop buying, they move down. They look older, they look simpler, and demand crashes into the one part of the market that still has metal sitting in driveways. If this is opening your eyes, hit like and subscribe. We're just getting to the part manufacturers really don't want you thinking about, because there's a second reason old American cars are winning, and it's not supply, it's that new cars are failing in ways old ones never did. Modern engines are carrying turbochargers, direct injection, and 8 to 10-speed transmissions doing work that used to be spread across simpler systems, and the carbon buildup and repair bills that come with that complexity routinely hit 4 figures. Compare that to a Chevy small block V8, a Ford 4.6, or a Jeep 4.0 inline 6. These engines ran at a fraction of their limits. No belt sitting inside the oil, no cylinder deactivation, no stop-start system cycling the engine 40 times on one commute. Just iron doing exactly what it was built to do with room to spare. That's why you still see 25-year-old trucks starting every morning, while cars a third their age wait on back-ordered software modules. And that leads to the deeper shift. Open the hood on something from the 90s or early 2000s, and you see an engine, belts, an alternator you can actually reach. These vehicles were engineered assuming the owner might want to fix them. A starter motor, a couple of bolts, done in a driveway. That's not nostalgia, that's independence. And it's exactly what right-to-repair fights happening in state legislatures right now are trying to claw back for newer cars, because manufacturers have been locking diagnostic data behind proprietary software that only dealerships can access. Then there's the part almost nobody's connected yet. In 2024, it came out that General Motors had been quietly sharing detailed driving behavior, braking, speed, acceleration from OnStar Smart Driver into consumer data brokers who sold it directly to insurance companies. Drivers saw their premiums jump without ever knowingly opting in. That's not a hypothetical risk anymore. It already happened at scale to real owners. Your old truck with no built-in modem has no data to sell. Nobody's monetizing your Tuesday commute. In a country where everything you do gets tracked, that's becoming one of the rarest features a vehicle can have. Now, the honest catch, and it's uniquely American. Unlike Britain's clean air zones, most states don't charge you daily to drive an older car, but many still require emissions or smog inspections, and the rules vary wildly by state and by model year. The sweet spot most people miss. Vehicles built from the mid-1990s through the mid-2010s, new enough to have full OBD2 diagnostics, so any independent shop can read the codes in minutes, old enough to have skipped the turbo and 10-speed complexity that's driving today's repair bills. And in most states, once a vehicle crosses 25 years old, it typically qualifies for historic or antique registration, often exempting it from emissions testing altogether, though you're still on the hook for keeping it roadworthy. One more honest note: not every old car is an investment. A rusted, neglected beater will lose you money no matter what. But Hagerty's own market data shows specific, well-kept American classics climbing hard right now. Fox body Mustangs, square body Chevy, and GMC trucks from the 70s and 80s, and clean G-body Buicks and Oldsmobiles, all posting real gains. What do they share? No touchscreen, no software. Just honest mechanical engineering people can actually maintain. So who actually won? For 2 decades, the message was that newer always meant better. We traded solid vehicles for bigger screens and longer loans. And look where that's left the market. $50,000 average new cars, engines that fail young, repairs that need a laptop, and driving data quietly sold behind your back. Meanwhile, the truck or sedan you were told to get rid of has done the opposite of everything promised. It's appreciating, it's repairable in your own driveway, and it doesn't report where you've been. Your old American car isn't a liability. It's an asset that's finally getting priced like one. Get it serviced, keep the rust away, and hold on, because right now, it might genuinely be the smartest thing you own.